How's it going, YouTube? I thought I'd take a second to connect with you for a second. You know, we'll get to know each other a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You can find out that I'm, weird as fuck. Pretty accurate. We all must own our weirdness. There's a lot of things happening on the planet right now. You're looking a little shaky, baby. You're looking a little shaky out there. No, I'm just kidding. But one thing I'm not kidding about is vaccines for these children. It's a little freaky. I'm one who stands against it. Most of us are intelligent people. At least we think we are. So it's important for us to acknowledge everything with an open mind. Because if we don't, if you're one of those blind sheep, well, sheep get led to the slaughterhouse. And we're not sheep. No, we're not. You? Are you a sheep? No, you're not. Donnie's getting the audio set up. Who's Donnie? I'm Donnie. I'm also Vince. I'm Donnie Vince.
Ma, come outside, there's a fucking moose! Or a buffalo or some shit they're fighting! Where the fuck are you going? Ma! Holy shit! This is some fucking National Geographic shit! Ma, call the fucking cops or the ASPCA! There's animals fighting in the front lawn!
Paying for the provincial vaccine passports to make sure that when someone comes into a restaurant, they'll know they won't be sitting beside a table of people who are unvaccinated. When you go into a gym, when you go to a movie theater, you need to know that if you've done the right things, you get to be safe. You get to be rewarded for having done the right things. That's what it's all about. And those people who still hesitate, who still resist, well, they won't get to enjoy the same things that those who've done their part for others. It seems like a very logical thing. It seems like a very obvious thing.
Hi people, this is an urgent call for help. We are in trouble in Australia. Our indigenous folk are being surrounded by the Australian Defence Force. They are going into their towns, their villages, their settlements. They are surrounding these people. They are stopping them from leaving. Then the medical people are going in there, forcibly vaccinating them. They are removing people and taking them to Howard Springs. Whether you're infected or not, they're classing people as close contacts. We all know how this works. They can just say anybody's a close contact. This is being used as a form of genocide. We need urgent help in Australia now. I'm going to let you listen to this this lovely lady and hear her pain. This is her people that this is happening to. This is my people this is happening to. This cannot go on any longer. This needs to stop now. We need urgent help.
I want to hear from my people out in the communities, everybody that's listening out there. Get on Facebook, go live and say, like me now, I'm Junie Mills, I'm from Larrakia country, and this is what's happening in my country. Well, you know what's happening in my country? I'm listening to a lot of bullshit from Michael Gunner, right? It's not good enough. I'm worried about my people. I don't want to hear any bullshit from Michael Gunner. I don't want to hear no bullshit from the army. I want to hear from my people. I want to know what's going at Robertson River. I want to know what's happening at Binjari. I want to know what's happening in Catherine. I want to know what's happening at Owen Pelly and Goonbalanya and everybody. Can everybody get on Facebook? You know, that's one thing us mob have got. We've got phones. Hey? Video. Can we video? Can we go live? Can everybody communicate with each other instead of listening to these head fucks? They're killing us! Right? It's a program of elimination. That's all this is. They're lying, they're deceiving, they are killing our people, and everybody's sleeping. No! Get on live, please, everybody. Send me a message. Actually, I'll give you my phone number, and I never give out my phone number. I'm giving my phone number. Ring me, please. Let me know what's happening in Owenpelly, Gunbalanya, Ramingining, Nullarbor, Binjari. What's going on there? Army's gone in and removed everybody. Michael Gunner, you coward, where are you? Come here, mate. Come here. You lying, deceiving dog. You money slut. I don't want to hear from you ever again. I want to hear from my people all around this country. Here, my number. All right, everybody? 0434001158. Juni Mills, Larrakia Elder and Larrakia Country.
Urgent help is needed now. Please. Please.
Share.
Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Anti-fragile is what he means. Don't limit yourself to where you're at now. You have unbelievable potential and capabilities. Just, we must hone in on them. But water can become anything. And so can you.
Can't punish people for mistakes. You know, and it's like, you have to forgive people. And a big part of that, you know, is forgiving yourself. I love life. Like, I love the opportunity to be better. I love the opportunity to work with people to find their way. And he helped me cultivate like an emotional invincibility. To love and to be loved is really all there is. And everything else needs to be set up to support that. What you're watching is an experiment in unconditional love.
Let love guide you, not fear.
The quantum dot, look it up, MIT, Bill Gates, Rice University, look that up too. Patents 10888-283, which is basically an apparatus that employs AI technology in combination with the latest mobile device, which will quickly help to track down people who have COVID symptoms. Then you have patent WO2020060606, which is a cryptocurrency system that uses body activity data being used for human biometrics such as body heat and brainwave activity to mine the cryptocurrency. All right, and then you go into the buying and selling in the marketplace, people losing their jobs. When have you ever known the government to be so adamant about you taking something? Okay, this is the beginning of the system. This is how they know who's going to follow the system.
We lose track of time. Have I told you lately? I'm grateful you're my dumb conversation.
Supreme Court of Canada rules forcing genetic PCR test is a crime punishable with 5 years. Here are the survival rates. Here's the deaths. These vaccines are just loaded with abnormal effects, but the unknown, I'm guessing the unknown is, just not vaccinated. I'm not sure.
Oh, when you're Mr. Irving, you can just put whatever you want, wherever you want.
Smell your smellings right there.
Just pump her out. Fuck it.
There's no fuck.
All right, TikTokers, I need you to blow this up wide and far. Please share this with everyone. Get on the horn. House Rule 2377. There's a hearing today. This one is titled Federal Extreme Risk Protection Order Act of 2021. This has been referred to the Subcommittee on the Crime, Terrorism, and Homeland Security. This act is in order to empower law enforcement to confiscate our weapons, and the only thing that they need is a signed affidavit, a complaint. In fact, it doesn't even have to be from me. It could be because I overheard somebody say that so-and-so is dangerous and has a gun, or whatever my story ends up being. Get on the horn, spread this message, put this piece of shit legislation to its death. Let's go.
That information needs to be shared. And that's what we're trying to do here, and we encourage you to do the same.
You've got to be kidding me! What? Stick it! Stick to landing
In the ghetto. Holy fuck, man. Holy fucking deadly, man. Holy fuck, buddy. Holy fuck, man. Fuck, buddy. Fuck, man, buddy.
All right. The Biden administration announced today that it's suspending the implementation and enforcement of its unconstitutional vaccine mandate for private sector employers, pending the outcome of litigation by the Daily Wire and others. This is huge news for the 80+ million American workers currently being asked to choose between their livelihoods and their bodily autonomy. It's huge news, too, here at the Daily Wire. We were the first in the nation to file suit against the administration for this tyrannical overreach. And just this week, all of the cases filed around the country were consolidated into our court, the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. That puts the Daily Wire at the forefront of the fight against Joe Biden's assault on our businesses, our bodies, and our private health decisions. But here's the thing. This victory won't mean anything to American workers unless businesses nationwide also stop enforcing and implementing the mandate. If you run a business and you've spent the last few weeks preparing to go along with the Biden plan, I get it. The government has brought enormous pressure to bear, and the fines that they're threatening for non-compliance are staggering. They could break any company. But here's the thing. Unless you're a government contractor or subject to the healthcare worker vax requirement or some other local or state policy, none of that is actually in play at the moment. Until the Sixth Circuit or the Supreme Court rules otherwise, the OSHA mandate is now off. No vaccine requirement, no testing requirement, no masks, no fines, nothing. You don't have to do anything. So don't. Don't do the dirty work for the government. Make them have to defend this unconstitutional bullshit in court before you give in. Now, I get that not every company is in a position to fight this the way that the Daily Wire is fighting it. That's fine. You don't have to. Just don't surrender while the fight is still on. Respect the private health decisions of your employees. Leave the whole fight the government bit to us and to the other litigants. And if you work for a company that's forcing this nonsense on you in the name of complying with the OSHA mandate, well, that's no longer true. The mandate is no longer being actively implemented by the government. So if you're being discriminated against on the basis of your vaccination status, that's your boss, not Uncle Sam. Don't let them hide behind the vaccine mandate. Unless we lose in court, none of us has to comply. And we're not going to lose. We're going to kick the government's ass. Because the Constitution doesn't give the government the power to force private companies to declare that American workers are themselves a threat to workplace safety. And even if it did, Congress certainly didn't delegate that power to the unelected bureaucrats over at OSHA. And even if they did, OSHA bypassed the legally required administrative procedures necessary to implement such a policy in the name of the COVID emergency. And there is no COVID emergency. We have a vaccine now, which is effective at mitigating the threat of hospitalization and death for the vaccinated. And virtually every American who wants that vaccine
For the vaccinated.
already has it.
Well said.
And with new therapeutics that are coming online, even the unvaccinated are at a lower and lower risk from COVID. So the government has absolutely no legal or constitutional right to attack our freedoms in this way.
Yeah. We're here outside the Dáil today, lads, because we're living in very precarious times. We're living in an inverse world in which the suppression of vital information, which is of public worthiness, is being suppressed by the legacy media. I don't even call them mainstream because they're all going to collapse, like all of the corrupt institutions that are going to collapse when this great light comes out. There's serious vitriolic anger in the air. and it's going to manifest, and it's not going to be good for any citizens. We aren't here. This is not a lunatic fringe. This is people who are very well versed, very well researched, and are aware as to the plans of the global elitist cabal that have plans over the course of this decade to completely abolish every single element and the concept of freedom. It's the freedom of your own body, freedom of bodily autonomy, the freedom of travel, the freedom of association, the freedom of human expression. They want to incorporate people into a transhumanist movement. And whilst that seems very far-fetched for a lot of people, it's what they have in plain sight. Go look at UN Agenda 21, look at UN Agenda 30, look at the WEF. It's all there in plain sight for the average Joe Soap to find out this information. And how it's going to manifest, I do not know. But I do suspect that the human spirit is going to rise up against this tyranny over the course of the next number of years. We're in World War III, silent weapons for quiet wars. And when this shit hits the fan, when people realise what's actually been done, they're going to want their pound of flesh. They're going to want their pound of flesh, and they're going to stand here. And and it's for everyone's children, the guards' children, the special units' children, absolutely everyone's children, because future generations will have absolutely nothing. They will not have ownership over their own bodies. They will not have ownership over their own future. They can only dream of owning a property. You know, the WEF was the #1 plan until 2030 is you will own nothing and you will be happy. You know, that's pure communism, lads. You know, if people don't own any resources, who does own it? The state? A state which is a bastion of corruption, which is a banana republic in terms of a lack of accountability. Who is holding these bastards accountable? Who the fuck is holding these bastards accountable? I tell you who's going to hold them. The people of Ireland will. And when the people of Ireland wake up, by God, there's going to be hell to pay. There's a reason we've been so docile and placid, but it's very inherent as part of the Irish psyche that we tolerate a lot of oppression. But when we snap, we'll fucking snap. You'll be there with us.
Now that might be a lot for some people to take in, but I agree, this is well spoken. We're moving into an enlightened state, an enlightened era, where everybody sort of wants to know. And it's a good thing. People are waking up, sort of understanding what's going on, looking outside the matrix.
Just get your arm back your back. Yo, I haven't done anything. What are you guys doing?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people just standing around. 3 of them surround one. Oh, and another one coming up.
What are they doing?
These are monsters. You're not even allowed to be here.
What are they doing? Stop.
You're not allowed to be here.
I can't breathe. Fuck. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Get off him! Get off him! He says he can't breathe! Get off him! Get off him! Get off him! Get off him! No! No! I want to see him breathing! I want to see him breathing! I want to see them breathing!
Get the fuck, Harlan! What the fuck? Get
the fuck out of here! You're not allowed to be here!
Know how much Google really knows about you? Keep watching, you'll be surprised. First, you're going to look up My Activity and then click on the first option. And it'll bring you to this page. On this page, you will find everything that Google knows about you. This is where Google records what pages you visited, at what time, and even recordings of yourself. But that's not all. If you search ad settings and then click sign in Google accounts, you will see that Google has made a personal profile of you that includes things such as your age, gender, and other things about you. Even where you live, and websites you've recently visited. Fortunately, we do have the option to just turn that off, and then Google will know nothing about you.
Stranger. Do you know how fucking crazy this makes me? This whole fucking thing could be over in 30 days if everybody who was eligible to get vaccinated got vaccinated. This entire global fucking nightmare is preventable. But no, everybody who would rather just fucking fall on the sword and be selfish and not do what's right for themselves and the people around them would rather just drag it out so that it can fucking infect more people, mutate, become more fucking dangerous, even though 5 million people have died. It's not a fucking flu, Karen.
5 million people. This guy is being forced fed. Like, you can tell this guy literally only watches his television news networking fake news outlet. Like, they're just fucking cramming that shit down his throat. Hey, here's what it is.
So yeah, I'm gonna take boosters until I die, or this fucking world gets its head right and does what's right for the world.
Starting on November the 30th, if you are a fully vaccinated Canadian citizen, permanent resident, or a person registered under the Indian Act, you can re-enter Canada within 72 hours of leaving the country without having to take a COVID-19 molecular test. Let me be clear. Travelers who are outside of Canada for more than 72 hours will still need to present proof of a negative COVID-19 molecular test result taken 72 hours or less before arriving in Canada. Canadians taking short trips of less than 72 hours outside of Canada will be able to return to Canada without having to take a molecular test.
Haven't read this book right here yet? Go get it, like ASAP, because you need to know some stuff. Check this out. So the Anunnaki are gonna come back, and when they do, they're gonna get rid of a couple of groups of people. This being in the first group, which is definitely no chance of recovery. Prostitutes. Extremely dangerous people. I said I don't believe there is much chance of reforming them. None whatsoever, said the council. People who engage in such practices are doomed. As far as we're concerned, they are pure evil. Now let's look at what a prostitute means. So a prostitute, a person, and in particular woman who engages in sexual activity for payment. Okay, we all know that, but a lot of people don't know this. A person who misuses their talents or who sacrifices their self-respect for the sake of personal or financial gain. So all them people that be on here shaking their ass and stuff like that, using their bodies to get views, you're included in that group. So check yourself. Don't fall for the trap. Deuces.
86 stillbirths between January and July. And normally it's only 5 or 6 stillbirths every year. So about 1 stillbirth every 2 months is the usual rate. So to suddenly get to 86 stillbirths in 6 months, that's highly unusual. But the confirmation, the most important confirmation that we have from the Waterloo, Ontario report was that all of the 86 stillbirths were full.
All right, Biden, so you want to go to war with America over vaccinations that you're going to try to force on us, huh? You're going to send people to my door, to all these Americans' doors, you're going to kick their door down and try to force them to vaccinate. Make sure you start with my house. And know this, anybody you're sending ain't coming back, I promise you that much. All right, because what do they say? The average home in America has 3 to 4 rifles, guns, handguns, whatever it may be. Yeah. What are you thinking? We're just gonna say, okay, here it is, take it from me. It's all yours? No, never that. This is the land of the free. This is America. And I'm willing to die for what I believe in. And secondly, know this. We're taking our country back. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. And if you try to pull that nonsense and vaccinate my kids without me knowing, I feel bad for whoever does it. Now, like I said earlier, we're taking our country back. This is America. I'm a proud patriot. And to all you idiot Democrats out there who's going to try to label me as an extremist or a domestic terrorist, this is for you. And secondly, thirdly, fourthly, however you want me to put it, go screw yourself. I'm a proud patriot. I love my country. I love my people, and I'm willing to die for what I believe in. You're not going to force anything on me, ever, or my kids, or my family. Plain and simple, I'm willing and ready to die for what I believe in. Know this. All patriots, stand up. As you see here on my shirt, what does it say here? Huh? You're not getting a fucking thing from any of us. We're not going to lay down and die. Us patriots are going to stand up and take America back. God bless America. God bless the United States of America. Patriots, this is our home. Let's show them.
I love to keep seeing this. We need to take it back. I hope today was good. I hope today was insightful. Well, today was a good one. I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. This was the session, and we'll see you in the next one.